Today, we have to answer a very important question, and that question is XRP finally back? Since the lows of July 5th, XRP has rallied in the last week and some change over 60%, something we told you was absolutely doable. We thought on the Investing Bros channel here that maybe XRP would be one of the top gainers in July. And even though we still have several days left, over 2 weeks left in price action for this month, we are seeing XRP being one of the leading names. Why is that rally happening? Is it going to continue? Just how high will this rally end up going? Also, we're going to be covering some other details with Bitcoin as they recaptured 66,000 last night, a level we told you was very significant just yesterday. With that said, though, before we get into the details, make sure you smash the like button if you're excited about the video. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you on the other side of our intro. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and share my screen just very quickly before we get into some news and what's happening. This is what XRP's chart looks like on a zoomed in scale. We have reconquered 60 cents here just this morning, getting back above that so dreaded 55, 56 cent level of resistance. And as I mentioned in the intro, this isn't a small feat. Again, we are seeing the price of XRP over 60% to the upside since July 5th's low, which is continuing to look like the perfect bottom signal, the way we called it here a couple of weeks ago. With that said, though, there's some other things that is happening long-term with XRP. We're breaking out of several different levels of resistance. Now, we've done this before, even more recently within the last year. In fact, about a year ago, we broke out temporarily. We broke out again temporarily here in March. But is this finally the one that does it? The final straw in breaking this resistance level that we have seen since way back here in April. In fact, you know what you could go ahead and probably do? Just go ahead and raise that line a little bit and say, you know what? Next target, let's get up here above 68 cents. And then we officially will have broke this falling level of resistance in a symmetrical triangle pattern. I'll tell you what that means here in just a couple of minutes based off of what the charts look like. But first, let's go ahead and take a look as to why this is happening. Now, we've been reporting here for a couple of days that XRP had been having some rumblings about the settlement finally coming. This is a multiple year long lawsuit between the SEC and Ripple, who is the company who owns XRP. Is it finally coming to a close? It's definitely what's igniting a surge based off of some rumors, but let's get into some details of what's actually being talked about here. Let me zoom in here just a little bit more for you guys so you can read along with me. But XRP continued to gain momentum with 60 cents in reach following a 3.15% gain on Monday, July 15th. XRP rallied 7.89% to close at 57 cents. Significantly, XRP outperformed the broader crypto market, which rose by 0.12% to total market capitalization of $2.3 trillion. So again, kind of what I mentioned earlier, XRP, at least at this point, is massively outgaining the rest of the space. Something I told you was absolutely probable as we looked into July. Speculation about the SEC Ripple case settlement boosted the demand for XRP. On Friday, July 12th, news of the SEC scheduling a closed meeting at their headquarters in Washington fueled excitement about a possible settlement. So that's going to stop right there and say, you know what? This is why we are super excited right now. When I say we, I mean Ripple holders, XRP holders who are boosting price right now because there's a lot of positive rumbling going on. So whether or not this is true or not, and this article actually gets into that detail, I'm going to talk about it. You have to understand sentiment and perception is extremely important in terms of predicting future price action. And right now, if there's a lot of positivity about a settlement coming soon or sooner or later, the price is going to finally respond in a bullish format. And that's what we're seeing happen right now. According to the agenda, the meeting agenda, items for discussion included settlements, enforcement proceedings, and a resolution to litigate claims. Pro-XRP lawyer Fred Rispoli recently predicted a July verdict. Meanwhile, Ripple experts are ruling in the coming months. All right, so again, this kind of just wraps up the very positive side of this story, that we've had a prediction that July could be the last month of this whole thing. We're seeing signs that they're having closed door meetings, and the discussion even includes settlement and how to really come to a close with this case. So this is causing a lot of long-term holders of XRP, maybe even some newer ones, to trade this information with excitement. That is something to keep in mind. Is very important. I don't think the bullish rally yet is over. I'll explain why, but how much further can it go? The next part of this article really kind of dives into that. Former SEC lawyer Mark Fagel poured cold water on the chances of a settlement. So this is kind of the opposite side here. You know, everyone's getting really excited, but there is reason to say, hey, this might just be a rumor. There might not actually be any facts here. He was quoted by saying, I mean, they've said that about 150 of these near weekly meetings since they've had about 150 of these meetings since the case was filed, and crypto Twitter was convinced a settlement was being discussed at every single one of those meetings. But this is definitely the one. He's saying that facetiously, guys. It's not a quote saying that's what he's predicting. He's pretty much saying, guys, every time they've had closed door meetings 150 times, and we always think that this is going to be something big. He's kind of making fun of the XRP community here a little bit. He concluded, he's saying, it's not the one. All right. So he was being facetious, and he said, all right, you know what? I can't leave it on that. Let me explain. This isn't the one. So I'm not saying this is for sure happening, but Fagel, who probably has a better idea of what's happening than most of us here on the crypto YouTube and crypto Twitter pages, he is predicting, guys, this is just another meeting. It's probably not the one that's going to have it done. So don't necessarily get too crazy just yet, but let's get back into la land and pretend this is a meeting that we finally do see the SEC fold on this case. What does that mean for price? A settlement could see XRP target up to $1. Now I'm going to go back to the charts here in a second, but let me give you my take. You know, we saw the rumors kind of floating. We see maybe a little bit of cold water being poured on it by a lawyer who's close to the situation. Here's where I'm going to give it a little bit more weight than the other meetings. I'm going to disagree with Fagel here a little bit. Yes, I understand the sentiment of, man, we've been talking about this for a long time. We've had a lot of these meetings. We've been excited every single time they happen, but ultimately this might not be what you hope for. Well, we've seen a moving trend here more recently where years ago, the SEC acted like the big bad bully. They just did whatever they wanted with no problems whatsoever. But starting about a year ago, a sliding slope kind of came into play where they started losing case after case after case against crypto markets. And within the last couple of weeks, we have watched them fold on several of their lawsuits against crypto communities. So now that they're having a closed door meeting and settlement is on the table, this is one of the last chances that Gary Gensler and the SEC have to back out. And I don't want to say with respect or with, you know, support, Mike, because they've already lost a lot there. I don't think that Gary Gensler has his job here a year from today. But it makes sense that the growing trend of them giving up and just saying, you know what, we've lost the battle against crypto. Let it do what it's going to do. I think there is some rumblings and some weight to this more recent meeting. Does it happen by July? Does it hold off until maybe August or September? I can't answer that for certain, but I do think this is a positive sign for XRP. And I think that prediction that if this does happen soon, the breakout spot looking for $1 makes a lot of sense. And I'm explaining to you why. I kind of gave you a zoomed out view. And let me show you before we go into the closer time frame of what could happen. Let's just go with this conservative estimate right here. Some people are going to come all the way down to this one, but since this was the most recent touch of support before this breakout resistance, this is going to be my level that I look for how high could XRP go in the bull market. If you move this over to a possible breakout of resistance, this could see XRP's price getting up towards $8. Some of you are going to think that's crazy. That's more of a 10x, more than a 10x from where we currently are. I'm going to tell you right now, I think it's realistic for a $5. I think that I'm going to have to do a price prediction on XRP in the coming weeks. And I'll look more into the tokenomics and give you more of a speculation about what's happening. But $5 to $8 absolutely in the charts. And I want to make sure also, before I keep going on with the charts, make sure you also see XRP making some moves up to number 6 today. That's a very zoomed out coin market cap. Let me zoom in there. It jumped USDC just this morning. XRP's market cap now sitting at $34.6 billion, jumping that of USDC. So that's no small feat. And XRP definitely still has a long way to the upside to go before I think that any rally is over. But let's take a look at a more zoomed in version. $8 is the long-term prediction, I think, for XRP that could happen. Let's take a look, though, at what the smaller time frame is going to look like. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and just look at the yellow line, that long-term resistance, but bring it down to a more short-term level of support. We've been in a little bit of a falling channel here between this yellow line. Let's fix this just a little bit, get some more touches in there. There we go. We've been below this yellow line. We've also been above this descending level of an orange support level. That's going to give us a descending channel. When you take this and move it over to potential breakout position, this actually could see the price of XRP not just get above $1, possibly get back up to $1.26. This is pretty much the highs of what we had back in November of 2021. Think with me, guys. What was November of 2021? Well, it wasn't the high for XRP's bull market. That was the high for many other cryptos in the 2021 bull market. That is something that you could be seeing, not just $1 come back into play, but $1.26. Keep your eyes on that level, especially if XRP, Ripple, and the SEC come to some conclusion to go ahead and wrap up this case. There's no more ability for any left hooks from either side to go after each other. No appeals. This could be amazing. Is XRP back? You know, I'm going to leave that question up to every single individual viewer. What I will say is I think that bullish price action is ahead. Some other things that kind of back this up from a Lux Algo perspective. We recently here the last couple of weeks turned back bullish, breaking through that red smart trail right there on the weekly chart. Looking at long time frames, we have now set up. We broke through a level of resistance, now turning this yellow box right here into strong support in the region of about 56 cents. So that 56-cent zone, once resistance, sometimes support, now back into support. And once again, once we break above this level, once we get above about 65, 66 cents, look for big moves on XRP to come in the short term. I'm looking for a price of over $1, probably to come within weeks after we get the settlement from the SEC and XRP. Now, if you guys are enjoying the video so far, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe. Before I let you go, though, I wanted to cover some Bitcoin news here as well. Bitcoin ETFs see record $422 million inflows as Bitcoin surges back above 65,000. Why is this important for the video as a whole, even for XRP and the rest of your favorite cryptos? Because, of course, Bitcoin is king. When Bitcoin is bullish, it's going to give a lot of boost to the rest of the altcoins. If Bitcoin's bearish, it's going to have a little bit of a ceiling for the rest of your favorite cryptos. Even if they stay still, it's very hard for a lot of altcoins to rally and go to the upside while Bitcoin is falling to the downside. Some details about this. BlackRock, a global investment management giant, don't need to say that. I don't know why I highlight that part. Once again, led inflows with the IBIT Bitcoin ETF massing $260 million in new investment with an impressive $1.2 billion worth of volume. This, of course, I'm not going to read this part of it. It's backed off of the recent super bullish remarks from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink the other day on CNBC. This is one of the reasons why they are one of the leading, they have one of the most assets under management with an all-time high of $10.6 trillion. Right behind them was Fidelity with $61 million of inflow, over $255 million, excuse me, of volume. Also right behind them, ARK Invest and Bitwise also saw 29.85 and $17 million respectively coming in. So we are watching right now as Bitcoin continues to move to the upside. The conversation we had a couple of days ago, maybe the ETFs were failing and Bitcoin ETFs had lost their volume. Well, they're setting record numbers once again, just as we predicted they would. Guys, this whole movement on Bitcoin, I'm going to show the chart here in just a second. This whole movement is such a predictable, known tactic by the long-term holders and the whales to bring the price back so that the larger holders can get back in. Again, if you kind of zoom out, you take a look at what's happening here. We rallied up to 72,000 pretty fast, actually 73,000. We fell back down to 56, went back up, double topped up there. This was just one more grand pullback in a larger time frame bullish formation for the price of Bitcoin to go back to the upside. But first, they wanted to make sure all of the whales, the institutions, and their friends could purchase cheap Bitcoin once again. What you should be looking for, we talked about this yesterday. We did just reject this morning. At this morning, we got as high as 66,200. That's slightly lower than what I said. I said 66.4 was going to be an interesting level. So maybe we get one more surge today. But don't be surprised whatsoever to see Bitcoin reject and pull back slightly. On the 4-hour chart, I told you yesterday there's a lot of support that's going to be coming in around 62,400, give or take. First of all, that's going to be back where we just bounced on July 16th. Our 4-hour smart chill's rallying to that point. And if I were to come over here and look at high block capital, oh, it's, by the way, XRP, no long liquidations really below us here when you're looking at the 6-month chart. If I were to go to Bitcoin, and I'm going to take a look at the, let's go 3-month chart right here. Let's go run on this one. Or actually, let's not do 3 months. Let's do the 7 days. This is going to actually give us what we need to see right here. You can see we do have a decent amount of liquidity sitting right here at 62,000. Actually, it says 62,000 almost on the dot. With that said, though, with 64 being a level of former support, I think it's going to be 62.4 being a level of support. I think it's going to be very hard to drop back below that spot. But look for that shortly after a pullback to 62.4. And then a breakout above. We could get very explosive here with Bitcoin's price once this blue level is taken out. Once this blue level right here, this falling resistance level, is beaten by the bulls, a run up to 82,000 is the next spot we're looking for Bitcoin. If that were to happen, some of your favorite projects like Ethereum and Solana and ICP and AVAX and Ondor are going to go explosive. But you know what else is going to go up? XRP. XRP, if Bitcoin breaks out, not only do they have their own great news coming with probably an end to that multiple year-long lawsuit, you also see a Bitcoin bullish prediction is bullish for XRP as well. Keep an eye on $1.26 coming your way very, very soon. But let me know in the comments, what do you think? I know some of you are probably not big XRP supporters. That's okay. You don't have to love every single project. However, you want to be aware that at least a shorter term trading opportunity on an asset is in play. It might not be a bad thought to pick up a little bit of XRP on a dip or two in the next couple of weeks, because we could absolutely see this project within a month 2x up above $1. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Hit the like button on your way out. Hit subscribe as well. And with that said, we have no live show this afternoon. I do have an appointment I have to be at this afternoon, but we'll be back tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon, same time, same place. See you there. Adios.